record. Welcome in to the seventh episode of the KDizzle podcast. Set. Yeah, the seventh episode of the KDizzle podcast. It's great to be here. It's been a while since I've had a guest. Super duper excited to have my lovely friend John on the podcast today. What's up, John? How you doing?
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. It's about time.
It's about time. John was busy with applications. He had all sorts of stuff going on. He had a whole driving dilemma. We could get into that later. But we finally got him, and we're super excited to have him. As you'll notice, I actually left Earth. So the ISS recently needed a new astronaut. And of course, who was better than the job than 23 subscriber K Dizzle? Anywho, so we're casting from space today, the first ever space cast on episode 7. We're very excited. Um, so it's been a while. We're at the end of February right now as we're recording. It's February 28th. So I figured I'd do a bit of a February recap just because a lot went on in February we haven't discussed yet. So let's start out, which I'm sure it's been a while since anyone's heard about this thing, but the Super Bowl. We haven't even discussed the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl was an absolute blowout this year. Eagles took it by storm. Can I get some thoughts, John?
Um, yeah, it was one of the most boring Super Bowls in recent memory, I have to say. I don't think I watched for basically the entire second half. I think we started like playing Siege or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think that the halftime show is really more entertaining than the whole Super Bowl. But I must say, I'm happy that the Chiefs did not win. I was not rooting for them for a plethora of reasons, mainly just because Saquon led me to my fantasy championship this year. So I felt like I had to give it back. But yeah, boring game, happy with the outcome. And yeah, some other cool stuff went on too, I guess.
There was no real happy outcome for me, I'd say. So, as a Giants fan, we are predestined to hate this Philadelphia Eagles team. And at the same time, I don't want to bandwagon with the Chiefs. I'm so sick of Mahomes. I'm sick of Kels and Swift and
hmm
Andy Reid and all of them out there. So, yeah, I'm happy I didn't win, but it was a double-edged sword because Philly fans won, and Philly fans are the worst people on earth.
Yeah, they're
And
not good
sorry if
at
you're, yeah, sorry if any Philly fans are listening to this podcast, but dude, oh my God, insufferable. Although I did have a good interaction with a Philly fan today. He walked in the store with a Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt, and we have Jalen Hurts playing cards, or football playing cards, I should say. Jalen Hurts is on the cover.
All right.
And I just went up to him unprompted and was like, "Hey, buddy, I believe you're looking for those." And he just laughed, and it's like, "Oh, really?" So that was sick. But yeah, I agree. It was one of the worst Super Bowls in recent memory. Absolute blowout. No
Yeah,
real reason to
I kind
watch
of
the
feel like
second half.
the whole year, like the Chiefs were never convincing for literally the whole year. It just felt like they were getting by based on like coaching and like championship experience almost. So I'm kind of glad that there was a team that was good enough to kind of expose them for that. I feel like the Lions would have done it if they were fully healthy. Um, but it pains me every year the Bills and the Ravens just like they can't beat Mahomes even though like
Oh yeah, I would have loved to see the
the
Bills and
team is not
Ravens.
getting any better. Like if anything they get worse nearly every year and somehow they still end up back there every
I know,
season.
that's what I'm saying. I was like, the Chiefs are never like they haven't really. I can't remember a time in recent history when the Chiefs have been super convincing during the regular season. Like they win games, that's just what they do, and they
Mhm.
win in the playoffs. That's especially what they do. Like Kels, for example, was horrible for most of last season, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
playoff
And
riser.
then playoff rise, when it comes to the playoffs, he had like more touchdowns than he had in the
Yeah.
regular
It was no, it
season.
was crazy. I had him in fantasy in a couple teams last year, not this most recent year, and he was awful the whole season. And then I was like, it makes sense. Like teams have figured this out. There's no more Tyreek. They're just doubling Kels. They're not letting him get his little pockets of space down the field. But then like it comes to the playoffs and you'd think everyone would be taking those exact same strategies because he's like what big such a big piece of their offense. And all of a sudden he's cranking out like 10 for 120 and two touchdowns.
I know it's unbelievable. I guess I don't know if it's Andy Reid's coaching or the offensive
I don't
coordinator's
know. I mean,
coaching,
they
whatever
definitely
it
have very
is.
creative play calling, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was bittersweet because I was happy that the Chiefs didn't win. And honestly, I've had a pretty, difficult relationship with Saquon. At first, I was upset that he really went to the Eagles in division. I was like, if he doesn't stay with the Giants, so what, right? I mean, the Giants didn't treat him with the respect monetarily that he deserved.
Right.
And we got burned for that, as we should have.
Hmm.
And I thought, all right, you know what? I hope he thrives somewhere else. But then when he went to the Eagles, that really hurt me. That really hurt me. And
Yeah.
I think
Understandable. Understandable.
the Giants owners said it best when he was on Hard Knocks, and he goes, "Hey, Joe, I'm gonna have trouble sleeping at night if Saquon's on the Eagles." And I had trouble sleeping, and I had nightmares about this for several months. This nightmares. Saquon running down the field, and you know what? He played unbelievable. He had probably a top five running back season,
It
arguably
was
of all time.
unreal. It was
The guy,
unreal.
the guy showed the money he deserved, and you know what? I'm honestly really happy for him. He deserved it.
Hmm.
Again, he was running behind a fantastic offensive
Yeah.
line,
I mean,
probably the best
there
in the
could
league.
almost not have been a more perfect fit between like a running back and just like the system he was going to. And it showed. I mean, he was putting up like 200 yards almost weekly.
Regularly. Yeah, not to discredit, I'm not discrediting Saquon's abilities, but I mean, he showed what he could do with an offensive line, and he could do a lot of damage. But yeah, I mean, I thought the Eagles weren't super convincing throughout the season either. They had
Yeah,
some pretty interesting losses
they did.
throughout the season, and Jalen Hurts really doesn't impress me, but
Yeah, I
Saquon I
think
can be
that's the
happy for.
thing. I like I have a cousin who's from like outside of Philly a little bit, so they're
Ew. Sorry.
fans. And and I was asking him like before the Super Bowl, like how you feeling? Like I know you've been here before, like you got hurt 2 years ago, like how we feeling about it coming into this year? And he said like he basically thought it came down almost solely to how Jalen Hurts played. And I must say, it feels like that's really just the story of the Eagles. It's like if Hurts is good, like they're near impossible to beat because they have a great defense. Their receiving core is filthy. Their O line has always been one of the best in the league. But when he's just like lobbing passes to the other team, they really struggle. So it's kind of an interesting that it really does come back to just one man like that. But
Yeah, I mean the quarterback position is obviously just so important, but especially in Jalen Hurts' case, like they are seriously unbeatable. Like when he's actually playing like he should be, but how often is he playing like he
yeah,
should
he
be?
just doesn't
We
have that.
don't know. It's just
But credit to him
inconsistent.
though, because like he did show up when it mattered
He
most
did. He played great.
against
He
a
had a
really
ton
good
of
defense.
passing yards. He was throwing some dimes. I think he threw. I don't remember specifically because I was more interested in my chips and dip than the game at some point because it was just so boring. But I know he threw some dimes into either AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. I
Both.
think did Jahan Dotson have a touchdown or he almost had a touchdown? Jahan Dotson almost had a
He almost
touchdown.
scored the first touchdown of the game. And all
Yeah,
like
yeah.
first touchdown betters like held their breath for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Who scored? It was Jalen Hurts who scored the first touchdown.
Yeah, it
I
was a
was
push.
thoroughly convinced the Chiefs were going to win because that's just what they do.
Oh, me
So
too.
I was, it was nice to
It's
see
still,
something different happen.
I think I really only tuned out like early third quarter because for so long it just felt like it was part of the script that the Chiefs were going to mount some massive comeback, and it just didn't feel real that they were actually just getting destroyed. And then when that bomb from Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith happened, that's when it was like, okay, like they're actually doing this.
I
And
no,
I
I
didn't really
agree
pay
a
attention
hundred
to the rest of
percent. Like there was a point where I was just sitting there like, yeah, they're coming back. Like slam Chiefs live money line. Like slam it now. Like just get in while you can. You know what I mean? Like it was sitting there at like plus 320.
it. Hmm.
This is what they do. They come back. This is part of the script. They want us to believe they're going down. Obviously, it's not going to happen. But then 24-0 comes around. You're like, holy shit, wait a minute. Darn. Like they're like this is real. Like they're
Yeah.
actually getting smoked right now. So that was nuts. Um, all right, so that was the Super Bowl. Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick Lamar. Uh, I don't like Not Like Us. Just gonna say it right now.
Hot
I
take.
don't like it that much. It's a really hot take.
You
I don't
you
know if
know
it's been
me. You know
overplayed.
that I've always been a Drake fan over a Kendrick fan. But I think Not Like Us is like generational banger.
We had an argument from someone, I won't name names, Rahul, in our group chat, but there was one guy, Rahul, who claimed Not Like Us was a top three most influential rap song of all time. All time. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I don't know how to gauge rap songs in terms of influence, really. I don't know if I uh I don't know if I just really like view music in that sort of perspective. I feel like I'm just listening to music for like a good time most of the time. And
No, I think
that
that's
song just
totally
really
fair.
that song really just like fits that criteria to a T. It's like I don't know. We were just like blasting that song, but it feels like it just hasn't gotten old yet, even though it's been played constantly since it was released. And I still like am vibing with it every time it's on.
That's, I'm honestly impressed. I need to flush out my ears from that song because I've just heard it far too much. It's been
I'm
overplayed in my
surprised that you
opinion.
dislike it though. Like even if it's like
It's just not that. It's not that I dislike it. It's just not that good. You know what I mean? It's just
I don't
not that
know.
good
I
for
don't know
me.
about that. I think it's a banger.
Like they not like us. They not like us. That's the whole song. That's the whole song. And I'm like, okay, I like songs like that because I like TV off, right? Because it's the same
Do you
sort of
like
vibe.
TV
Turn the
off
TV
better
off. Turn the
than
TV off.
do you like turn the TV off better than Not Like Us?
100. I would prefer to listen to TV off 100% more than not like us. Which I
In
don't know. It's a hot take.
in like 3 months, if they play that song like crazy, would you still prefer it?
I think so. Yeah. No, I think 100% actually.
I think I like it a lot too, but I don't know. Not Like Us, I think is forever going to be the best song that Kendrick has ever released for me.
Oh,
And,
ever?
and you know I'm not the biggest like I've always been more of a Drake guy than like a Kendrick guy. So, but I will
No,
say I like a lot of his recent stuff. Um, Not Like Us, obviously, being a big part of potentially like starting to shift me over to Kendrick a little bit more. But I don't know. I just see that's going to be so hard for him to top.
wow. Yeah, a lot of people feel the same. I think he roasted Drake pretty good in the song. I mean, I will say that. Like,
I
as far
think
as a
so
diss
too.
track
I don't
goes,
think he won the beef.
fire diss track. Like, he got him, he won, like, clear as day. You know what I mean? But just as far as a song goes that I want to listen to, like, if I'm just doing stuff around the house, I'm not turning on Not Like Us. Like, it's really not a vibe for me like that. It's not, I don't want to hear it when I go out. I don't want to hear it when I'm around the house. I think it's like it's all right, but I'm not looking to listen to that. Really, I'm not. Which is I think it's crazy for me to say because people have been glazing this song. Like really glazing. I just don't see the hype. I just don't really see the hype because I think like a bunch of his other work is better. Like I like Poetic Justice, Swimming Pools, TV Off. Like I would prefer all these like loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Damn, like I'm preferring all this over Not Like Us. So yeah, I just personally, I guess it's just not me. I don't really feel the hype. Maybe it's because I don't know. I feel like I like more sort of I don't know how to describe it. Maybe like chill rap music. I feel like
Mhm.
this is more like going in on someone rather than
That's
like
true. I
chill,
wouldn't describe
community
it as chill
oriented.
rap music. But I don't think I would describe TV off as chill rap music either.
That's true. That's a great point. But I just prefer, as far as like going at you, rap music, I prefer TV off over Not Like Us.
All
So
right,
the
that's fair.
argument is
Nuke, we've
crazy.
developed two categories of rap music, the going at you rap music and the chill rap music. There's an important distinction.
That's what we do on the ISS. We're just inventors out here. When you see the Earth from this perspective, you just invent stuff like that, you know? Okay. And what's next happened in February? February 15th. That was my birthday. That was me and
Big
Henry's
day,
birthday.
big day.
So I had a really nice time. I got a wonderful birthday gift. I got funding for Pokemon cards. Got some bangers actually. I'll show
Yeah,
one
tell
real
me about
quick.
it. You haven't
Um,
told me any of the outcomes of some of those packs you ripped. I've been
yeah,
waiting
so
here for weeks.
all right, so basically I opened a few tins. For any Pokemon nerds out there, I'll try to give some information while trying to spare the details for all the other fans out there. But I opened like three Azure Legends tins, a couple prismatic evolutions that I got because we work in the store. We sell Pokemon cards. I get first access, so I'm gonna buy a few before all the crowds come in. Because when I tell you when we put out our Pokemon cards, man, they sell within 10 minutes. There's a pack called Scarlet Violet 151. It's like the original 151 Pokemon. People are obsessed. Like it costs like I don't know. I want to say a single pack probably costs like $6, $7 retail. They're probably reselling for like $30 a pack at this point. Like this set is like crazy sought after. We put it out. It sold out in like 30 minutes. We had like people buy armfuls. Like they grab armfuls. They're ruthless. They're ruthless. And the worst part is they don't even want, for the Pokemon. They're just gonna resell it online and make it worse for all the people who actually like to collect the freaking Pokemon cards out there. But as far as it goes, I got not a lot of great ones, but I did pull a really nice one. I don't know if it's gonna show up on the.
Yeah, you might have to
Oh
just
yeah,
send
I'm
from
gonna
the
have to.
ISS real quick.
I might have to. Yeah, once I'll send a picture. Maybe I'll just post it. But I got this. So in the prismatic evolutions, they have reverse hollow cards. So like it's completely foiled on the surrounding part, not on the actual picture part. With like master balls on them. And the master ball ones sell for like a lot of money. So this Espeon card that I got was like a
Ooh.
$70 Espeon card ungraded. So before it was even looked at by the PSA authentication. It's a really cool card. Um Besides that, I didn't get anything that was super major. I typically like the full art cards. I got this Bombardier card that was
Okay.
actually pretty sick. It had like all pink in the back. Maybe I'll post pictures in the edit just so people can see what I'm talking about. But I was just loving the art on some of these. Super cool. I have them all on the wall behind me. So that was really exciting. Other than that, I pretty much did everything you could ask for on a birthday. Me and my brother went up to go see my grandma. She made us some lunch. I told her I like steaks once, and she decided that means steaks were the most legendary thing ever for me. And she bought like three ribeyes. And I was like, Grandma, I cannot eat all these ribeyes. And she's like, no, no, no. They're like ginormous. By like one could feed like a family of six. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all these ribeyes? And she was trying to make all the ribeyes. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't even like steak that much. I just told her I was cooking a steak the other day and she thought that meant I love steak. Bless her heart. Thank you, Grandma. I was very appreciative she made the steaks. So me and Andrew ate some steak. And then we went back. I hung out with Andrew for a bit. We went to the Andrew's my brother, by the way, for those wondering. We went to the city, and Andrew took me out for a nice Mexican dinner. Mexican's my favorite food. Couldn't eat it. I ate all the chips and salsa, so I couldn't eat dinner. You know how it goes with me and chips and salsa.
The classic Mexican restaurant dilemma right there.
Could not control myself. Could not control myself even a little bit. Just ate like two tubs of chips and salsa. My taquitos came, and I was like, dude, I can't do it. But I did have a nice margarita. So that was really nice. And then I went home, and my friends came over. We played darts. We played poker. Yeah, friends and family. Pretty much everything you could ask for. There was one crazy incident. So I was on my way home from the city, and there was like this group of I want to say like 50 to 60-year-old women, like eight of them. They all just came back from a night out, and their night out ended really early because it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. Um, and they all came on the train together, and I was just sitting alone. I was just chilling, and one of the four seaters. So there's two facing the front, and then two facing the back. And I wanted some leg room, so I chose to sit there because I was like, "There's no one gonna be on this train." So they all came, and like four of them sat to the left of me, and then there was like four left, and they looked at me, and they were like, um, "Hey, buddy, we don't mean to be rude, but would you mind moving so we could all sit together?" And I was like, say no more, ladies. Say no more. And they were hammered. They were clearly hammered. So I was like, all right, what do I do? Do I walk far away? Are they going to get really angry and like talk about me if I walk far away and think they're obnoxious? Or do I just go to the seat behind, but then I risk them thinking like, why is this kid sitting right next to us? Like, shouldn't have even moved a little further? Like, clearly we're a rowdy party. So I was stuck in this middle branch. Like, all this is going through my head rapidly. I ultimately decide not to offend them and just sit right behind. So they're yammering and they eventually just like somehow pull me into the conversation. Like, this guy probably thinks we're nuts. And I'm like, I don't think you're nuts. Like, I stayed because I thought you guys were a fun time. So then we just get to talking and they become like best friends with me. I took like a selfie with them and everything. It was crazy. We're just talking. Um, like, we'll totally get you a job. Like, where do you want to work? Like, what industry? They start texting all their contacts. And I'm like,
Wow,
man, like, why is this the best networking opportunity I've ever gotten? And I'm on a freaking train. Like, I need to go out more. Like, I could sit on LinkedIn all day, not get a single response. But now I got 8 ladies working their heart out to get me some sort of connection. Like, what the hell is this? So backwards. So I decided I need to go out more often, which you don't hear me say a lot.
that's true.
So that was a pretty crazy experience. They were super funny, super kind. I left my hat on the train, then they sent me a picture, and I was like, you know what? Just keep it. Souvenir from the K Dog. Hold on to it. So that was pretty hilarious. But other than that, everything you could ask for in a birthday. Friends came back. We played darts. We played pool. Dangerous bringing Rahul to darts, man. He actually had to sit himself out because the first dart he threw went out of the like we got like a pretty big square case in which to hold the darts. Like they're real darts too. And the first one he went is so close to hitting the wall. Like there's so much room not to hit the wall, and somehow he pulled it off. Um, so he sat himself out pretty much right away. We weren't drinking either, mind you. Um,
Don't bring that guy to Blueberry Hill.
don't bring that guy. Nah, not even a little bit.
You gotta hit him
Um,
with the classic Henry Zhao. The board's on the wall over there.
so the board's actually up there, if you look. Um, yeah, so that was my birthday. Lovely time. Other events in February. So I got two news stories. One, there is a sunfish in a Japanese aquarium, big sunfish. And they had to shut it down temporarily, the aquarium, just for maintenance purposes. Something leaked or some construction had to be done. And the sunfish thrives on human interaction. It was just used to it being in the aquarium. Um, and because there was construction going on, there was no one in the aquarium, the sunfish started not to eat and it was getting unhealthy. So everyone became really, really sad. In order to compensate for this, the Japanese aquarium staff said, all right, we're going to put human cutouts in the aquarium so the sunfish starts eating again. So human cutouts were put in the aquarium. Sunfish got super happy, started eating again. Round of applause. Really good work by them. I was really happy to hear that. Um, Other piece of news. I was listening to a Reddit story the other day, and there was this guy. It was like an am I the asshole type of thing. So there was this couple, and they had been together for like I want to say 2.5 years. No, they'd been married for like 10 years. They were married for 10 years. And the woman in the couple took 9,961 photos of this man sleeping without his knowledge. And it wasn't like a once in a while, like take a cute pic of your boo sleeping or whatever it is. You know what I mean? This is 9,961 photos. So the guy was like, I don't know what to do because I'm ready to like not sleep in the same room and lock the door and not be around this woman because that is so creepy. Like, it's one thing when it's like you take like what I said, one photo in a while, but it was another thing that she didn't tell him that she was taking these photos, and there's like over 9,000 of them. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know if I love that. Colleen hits me with the sleeping picture every once in a while, as you and Grace know. And, every once in a while it's kind of funny, even if it stings a little too, just getting outed like that. But I don't know, 9,000, that's pretty wild. I don't think I'd be a fan of that. And I feel like you would definitely not either.
Yeah, the guy was up and ready to like get a divorce because he didn't feel comfortable, like he couldn't sleep around her anymore. Like he literally was like afraid that she was going to be snapping
That's
pics of him
crazy.
while he was in bed. And he was like, I can't sleep. And like the thing is, she didn't even show him one picture over the 2 years, which is great. Like, why wouldn't you show him the picture? Like, it's supposed to be like something you laugh together at, not something you just do secretively. Like, that's so weird. That's so weird. I don't know if I could justify getting it divorced because you're supposed to love this
Yeah.
person, but then
I
they
mean,
take the
it's still
foot.
extreme, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird. That's a weird like fetish right there.
I might need to take five after that. You know what I mean? I might need to take five. I might need to be like, yo, I need to, bro, you need to move out or someone needs to move out. We cannot be in the same room for like a long time because I need to think about this. I've been thinking about it. I still don't know what I would do. God, I feel like it's such a violation of trust right there. Like, you're with this person every night. 9,000? Like, 9,000 is crazy. And you didn't show up one. Anyway, beyond me, comment section, please let me know what you think of this. I'm totally curious to hear more thoughts on it, but that was just outrageous to me. All right, moving on. Um, New Pokemon trailer just came out. Pokemon ZA. There were leaks of this months ago because Nintendo came out with all sorts of things, all sorts of leaked files of employees and stuff like that. Pretty much everything they were doing, huge data leak. But so people kind of knew about Pokemon ZA, what it was. So for those who don't know, it's basically a similar concept to Pokemon Legends of Arceus. They just released the public trailer for the first time. Um, for one, I'm super excited. John, tell us a few things you noticed in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm also excited. Both of us are gonna get the game regardless of how good it is and play it to our heart's content, as we will with really any game that Pokemon drops in the future. But first impressions were just that they really picked a lame combination of starters. Like, as far as the starters that they had to choose from, and granted, like, they picked some decent starters in like Arceus and like a couple of the games leading up to that. So, like, I understand they didn't want to repeat some of the more recent ones, but there were just still so many better other ones that they could have picked from. Like, Cyndaquil, I think, is pretty like mid to low tier grass starter, or not
No,
Cyndaquil.
Chikorita.
Yeah, Chikorita. That's totally what I meant. That's embarrassing. I knew, yeah, Chikorita like mid to low tier, and then Tepig I think is the best of the three. Tepig I low-key think is a little overhated. Um, and then wait, who's the water one again?
Totodile.
Totodile. And Totodile's like, and I love water type Pokemon. Favorite type Pokemon for me. But there's just so many better water type starters. Like and Totodile's not even bad, but there's just still like four or five better water type starters they could have gone with. So overall, like I'm excited. I think that it looks really cool. I like the urban setting. I like the fact that you could like climb on roofs and stuff. Like that looks cool. The live action, like battling and catching is back, and that's super cool. So excited for everything about that. Also excited to see it like any new mons or evolutions, stuff like that. But man, they couldn't give us like a little bit cooler starters. A little upset about that.
Yeah, me and John were just discussing this briefly before the pod, but I have actually changed my perspective on the starters, and this is why. So, yes, these starters traditionally awful. Like, let's be real. Um, Tepig, Totodile, Chikorita gotta be in like bottom 10 starters all time, like collectively, all of them. Um, but by the same token, it does bring starters that are not normally, cycled through these games, gives them a little light. You know what I mean? Like no one really plays with these. And it just gives them their own little thing, which I can respect, trying to give them, and at the same time, they're gonna have new third evolutions, which is super exciting. And I think this is an opportunity for redemption for them because all their third evolutions, I think for Alligator's pretty cool.
I think
Emboar's like all right.
yeah,
Um, and then Meganium sucks. Like Meganium objectively sucks.
so
Hate,
bad.
I think it is the worst starter, like by far. But they have the opportunity to change some stuff up with stats and design.
Mhm.
So I'm super excited for that.
Probably some new
Lumia,
typing. Well,
oh yeah, and some new typing, which could be pretty cool, like they did with in Pokemon Legends of Arceus. And I thought all the Pokemon Legends of Arceus new third forms were great.
mhm.
Um, and it's taking place, like John said, in an urban setting. This is the first time a game has taken place in only a city. which is actually to me really cool. Like that's something new, and I think that could actually be a really cool concept. It could go really badly or really well. I think it actually will go really well. I think the urban connection with Pokemon, like giving them wilding areas, is like fantastic. It's like urban green space, which I totally am in favor for. Love that. And it's taking place in Lumio City specifically, which if I think that's from Pokemon X and Y, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember 100%, but it's either X and Y or Black and White. It's one of the two. It might be Black and White.
I
I don't
think.
remember 100%. But we've seen this city before, but it's taking place only in the city. So
Mhm.
that's actually pretty cool. Because, like, if you think about it, like, a kid traveling like an entire map, like the entire United States on foot and bike is crazy. So having a kid confined to just like something the size of Chicago or New York City or something is like that's more realistic actually.
I
It's
think it's
kind of
gonna be fun
realistic.
too. I feel like there's gonna be good like memes and just like social media content about it of just like there's this Pokemon like hanging on the side of a building or something like that. A lot
Yeah,
of
I
potential
I
for what
could.
they could do there in terms of like the design of like where Pokemon are hanging out in the city and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. Like, we're gonna definitely see some hilarious Pokemon city interactions, which will be fantastic. I think the graphics are still, again, very mid.
Yeah,
They
as
made no
expected
improvements.
though. Maybe with the Switch too. Maybe with the Switch too, we'll get like a better like another Pokemon game because surely there'll be one at some point that'll have better graphics. But
Yeah, Pokemon basically understands that everyone's going to buy their game regardless of how it looks. So they're just like, all right, minimal graphics budget. We'll up the ante on a bunch of other things, though. John mentioned a little bit about the battling style. So the battling style looks actually pretty close to the anime, where it's like you can dodge attacks and you can like command your Pokemon around, move around during battle to dodge things, and then use moves. And they brought back, what did they bring back? Mega evolutions, which is unbelievable. Mega Evolution is probably the best gimmick of Pokemon so far. Definitely better than Z moves, Dynamax, and Terra. I know John is especially excited.
I think they look like final smashes in the game. It's kind of funny. They like start glowing around them like they just hit the smash ball. But I really dislike Terra types. I just, I don't know. I'm not like the Pokemon encyclopedia like Kyle is, so I already have a hard enough time remembering what types Pokemon are sometimes. So when you're fighting a Pokemon that like, I feel like I just finally got it down that it's like Steel Psychic or something. And then all of a sudden it Terra types and it's just like fire. I'm like, what is this? Like, why did it do that? So
So
that
not
really,
conducive to newer players, Terra
yeah,
typing.
that really did me in. But Mega Evolutions seem cooler. They also come with their own like unique design for the Mega Evolution Pokemon, which is also cool, right? So I don't know.
I certainly think so. And they're giving new moves to Mega Evolved Pokemon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They didn't
I-
have that before. They didn't have like unique moves. They just got stat boosts. But
mhm.
this time we get to see like Pokemon moving around, Mega Evolving.
Yeah, that
I
is
think that's
cool.
more real to
The
what
only thing
Pokemon
I'm
should be.
interested to see is like I feel like one of the really like good things about the old battling system and like this more style like turn-based battling system was just that it seemed more like intellectual in terms of like you had to know what the opponent was going to do. You had to really understand how much damage like your attacks were going to do or how much damage you could take from attacks they would do. And if you're just like spamming dodge and stuff like that, I'm just like, is it going to take all the skill out of it? And is it just going to become like dodge, spam attack, spam dodge, spam attack? So
That's
interesting to see how
fair.
that dynamic plays out. But overall, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be like traditional Pokemon. I'm keen to see actually how challenging they make it. Is it going to be because like Legends of Arceus had some challenging moments
Yeah,
with
I
the
think
Pokemon?
Arceus is probably my favorite. At least my favorite. I definitely liked it better than Scarlet Violet, but that game was awesome. I liked Arceus a lot.
Yeah, so hopefully it can follow up Arceus decently well. I'm curious. Yeah, I agree with John. We'll see because the intellectual piece is definitely going to be something a lot different. It was a lot different in Arceus for one, with the fast attack,
Right.
power
And that
attack
was
sort of
smooth.
thing. That was really
Like worst
strange.
part about the game, probably. But
Yeah, the battling was really dumb. I don't think anyone really liked it, but I'm keen to see how the battling works out because it's obviously not like a traditional Pokemon game. I'm definitely excited for it though because I always love to see what they can come up with, and they usually deliver. Like honestly, let's name a time Pokemon missed when it came to like gameplay. Well, obviously Arceus like moves, but like aside from graphics and that like move blender, like they've been delivering. I personally like Terra types a lot. I thought it added another intellectual layer to the game. Obviously, John, as a beginner, was not loving that because he was still learning like what the hell's going on. It doesn't make it easy. Like, why can you just convert to like the type that I'm supposed to be strong against?
exactly.
Um,
I just become weak out of nowhere.
I liked how it shook up the game. That I thought it was super cool, and it definitely made for like quick turnarounds in Pokemon games when and comebacks to be made possible. Why did I say comebacks like that? That was weird. Comebacks. Damn, what am I doing?
In there.
What is going on? Well, on that note, we're super excited. I actually have an activity after the break. We're gonna have to take a quick break for a sponsor. We're not sponsored, by the way. We're just running out of time on our Zoom. And then we're going to be back, and I have a quick activity for us to do. And then I think John has an activity for me.
I had an activity. I decided it was going to be too easy for you, but we can still try it anyway if you'd like.
No,
Uh,
we could try. If it stinks, we'll cut it, but I would love to try it.
all right, all right. I'll have to gather everything together quickly during the break, but
All right, we have like about 10-minute break because
so
I can't start a new Zoom
that's true. I
until,
forgot about that.
yeah. All right, well, we'll see you in 10. Welcome back to the KDizzle pod. Hope you enjoyed that break. There was no break for you. Um, All right. So little activity. Actually, John, you go first and then we'll do mine.
All right. This could be a good idea because I don't know what your activity is, and mine is also Pokemon related, so it stems off of our.
Oh, wow, it's a Pokemon podcast.
It is indeed. So, my activity, which I think, let me just kind of say to begin with, I think that you're probably gonna ace this because I was going through it earlier and I feel like I did pretty well. And if I did pretty well, then you're definitely gonna be fine.
All right, all right.
We are doing a rapid fire Pokemon or medication name.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
So
I'm super excited.
I'm just gonna go down the list here. Apologies if I mess up any of these pronunciations, but you're just gonna hit me with Pokemon or medication.
I'm gonna preface with if I don't get 100%, I'm probably gonna cut one of my Pokemon cards in half. I'm not even joking. I will cut one of my most expensive Pokemon cards in half if I get one wrong. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, you ready? Inteleon,
Pokemon.
Milotarg,
That's a medication.
Excelgor,
Pokemon.
Nerlynx,
Medication.
Taxzyro,
Medication.
Quilladin,
Pokemon.
Naganadel,
Pokemon.
Mayakop,
Medication.
Kyprolis,
Medication.
Cosmogen,
Pokemon.
medication.
Whoa! Not Cos. What's the second evolution of Cosmog? Is it not?
It's
Oh,
not that.
wow. Okay. Okay. I'm a
All
man of
right,
my
that's
word.
one.
Man
All
of my
right,
word.
all right. Fesgo,
Medication.
Zepzelka,
Medication.
Sigilif,
Pokemon. I love that Pokemon.
Eldegoss,
Pokemon.
Rescriptor,
Medication.
Simzig,
Medication.
Genesect,
Pokemon. Yeah.
Numeg,
Medication.
Zaltrap,
Medication.
Lunala,
Pokemon.
Virizion. I pronounced that wrong.
Internet service? No, Pokemon.
Dimista,
Medication.
Decadron,
Medication.
Voltaren.
Wow, there's a lot of these. Medication.
You got three left.
Yeah.
Actos,
Actoth. Medication. Wow, a lot of medication.
Vibrava,
Pokemon.
Silosis.
Oh, wait. Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the little ball.
the
He's the
little blob,
ball. Yeah,
exactly.
the
The
little
little blob.
blob. Yeah.
You did
Some of
good.
these were actually tough.
I know. I feel like when you think about it like rapid fire, like that totally could be a Pokemon name.
No, those were actually really close. Quilladin almost got me. That's like the second
Yeah,
of
it's the
like one of the
middle one of that
starters.
nobody starter. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, wait a minute. I was like so ready to say medication. The one I got wrong, I thought was Cosmion, I think, which is the um it like looks like this almost. Sorry for
Yeah, I'm
like
looking it up right now. Cosmog. Yeah, because some of them kind of like overlap, have a little bit of overlap between
yeah, that's where I got tripped
like a
up.
tricky. Yeah.
That was it's a decent performance. I think I gotta cut one of my cards in half because I messed up. Cause you know what? I'm gonna give myself a breather. I'm gonna give myself a breather on that because I worked too hard for these Pokemon cards to cut one of my most expensive
That's
ones in
fair.
half.
That's fair.
Maybe I'll cut one in half. Not my most expensive one, but
But
we'll
yeah,
see.
probably not your most expensive one.
Maybe in a YouTube short, we'll see if I live up to my word. I'm not 100% sure yet because that was close. That was
You were
close.
close. You got like 99%. That's still pretty good.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
That was very
when I
fun.
do it, I get cooked by the newer generation Pokemon. Like
Is that like an app or something? Like a website?
I just saw it on Reels.
Ah.
There's this guy, total nerd, who just says like, is it a Pokemon or a medication? Bonus points if you tell me what generation or what the medication does.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious. Oh, that's so fun. That was a great activity. Thank you for that.
Of course, of
Um, so my activity, also Pokemon related. It's
Pokemon
called
podcast.
it's the Pokemon podcast. Um, it's the Rumble in the Jungle. So I've come up with a list of 10 Pokemon. Me and John are going to be working together. We're embarking on an adventure. And we come across Pokemon on our way, and we have to defeat the Pokemon. We have to go through
Okay.
10 stages. Okay. And we have to describe how we would to defeat, or sorry, defeat. We would have to Dodo Drio. We would have to defeat the Pokemon.
Okay.
Um,
And it
we
must
could
be
eat.
complete. There's no like we escape it or like it's just like
Yeah, well, we could probably by defeat, I mean you just have to imagine there's like a room that separates and there's a door behind the Pokemon.
okay.
And what
So it's like you're
separates
actually
you,
walking into fight like a gym, like in a member of the gym
yeah, like
floor, and you need to make it to the next
basically,
member.
basically exactly like that. So I've come up with 10 Pokemon weak to strong. We're both allowed to bring one item, but it can't be a weapon like a machine gun or anything like that. That's just unfair. You got to get more creative than that. Um, so let's start off. I've come up with a
Cool.
list of 10 here. Number one on our gym journey, we have to defeat a Sunkern. And for the record, Sunkern is 0.12 inches tall and 4 pounds.
And
So,
it's a little plant, so like a little.
and it's a little player. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna walk around it. It doesn't have arms or legs. It can't really move.
Yeah.
It could bounce at us. It could bounce at us,
About.
and if it does, I will punt it. I think John will just walk around as I take care of business, and it will just probably evaporate into thin air. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
that is
say
very true.
stage one is a pass. All right, our level two is against a Farfetch'd.
Okay.
Farfetch'd. It's the normal version, not the fighting type version.
Okay.
That evolves into Surfetch'd. Farfetch is 2 feet and 7 inches tall and 33 pounds.
That's kind of a lot, Loki. 33 pounds.
I don't know about that. As someone who weighs 170 pounds, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Or
I'm
like a little
take.
tiny bird when you look at his Pokemon card, you're like, I feel like you would not be taking the over on like 20 pounds.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Birds
fair
don't
enough.
weigh a lot.
For a
How do they
bird,
fly?
for a bird, bro is bulky. I will give him that. For a bird, bro is bulky. But you got to think about his height too. He's like 2 feet 7, which is bigger than most birds. Gotta be
That's true.
bigger. Well, most like tiny birds at least, not like a stork. But um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna piss him off. I'm not just gonna walk around him. He's gonna come and try to peck him. So I'm gonna take his celery stick. And then run to
Ooh.
the one. I'm gonna run to the corner. I'm gonna take his celery stick. He's gonna obviously chase after me, and that's when you make the move into the next room. And it's on like the buddy thing. So it's like I distract him with that one play, and then you're making the move. Actually, we both have to get through. So I'm gonna eat his celery, and he's gonna cry. He's gonna be very upset. And once he's crying, I will ease right past him. So I'm gonna say level 2 pass.
All right. I
All
like that.
right. I'm gonna let you take the lead on the next one.
Okay.
Um, Next one we have. Let me see here. Um, we're gonna go. We have a Spinda. Um, Spinda is 3'7" and 11 pounds. I don't know how, bro. Is 11
I don't know how bro made it to stage 3.
pounds. Spinda. All right. How are we gonna beat Spinda?
All right. I mean, Spinda doesn't really strike me as the violent type to begin with. I feel like she's gonna be off there like taking a nap as we walk by. But if she did get a random spurt of aggressiveness, I don't know. Spinda's like she's like a teddy bear, bro.
That's also 3'7" and
It's three
11. It's
foot
only
seven.
11 pounds. The thing is, it's gonna. I'm gonna be weak to Spinda because I love Spinda. I would just sit there and play with it all day. I think pause. But I genuinely love Spinda. But I think my strategy here is just I think let it beat itself. It's really dizzy, so it's gonna fall over and hurt
Yeah, that's
itself
what I'm saying. I
eventually.
don't even think it would make contact with you. It is low
Yeah.
stubby little legs. Like, there's no way that thing is like agile at all. It's probably tripping over every little root, every little thing out there. Like, I don't think we really got to do much. And if it gets close, it's 11 pounds. Like, you got to do is like pick it up and throw it out of the way.
I don't think we're gonna have much of a problem with
I don't think
Spinda.
we even need an item.
We're not gonna use it. We get one item for the whole time, and it has to be the same item the whole time.
Okay,
So
I
like
was
you don't get to
gonna.
change.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, so
So
is your
now
celery stick the whole time?
no, I took his celery stick. I don't
Oh, true. I see. I see
I
what you.
don't I didn't use an item on that.
I got you.
Um okay, next we have it's gonna get a little tougher now. Next we have a Glalie.
Okay, that's
Glalie
definitely tougher. That's
Glalie is 4'11" and 565 pounds. It's not. I can't be the most mobile, right? I remember back to Pokemon Legends of Arceus. They were low key kind of. Did they like run after you? I don't remember.
well, they don't have legs, so they just like float after
Yeah,
you.
they just like flow after. Were they fast? I don't think
Um,
so.
they were like not like fast, but like they would come after you still. They're also like very like talk about a Pokemon that actually has like anger issues and would come after you. These things are angry.
So what are we doing?
What are we doing?
It's
Dude,
got an 80 speed
question.
stat. 80.
Is that good in the grand scheme of things? I feel like it's not good.
It's not great. It's not super fast. Pretty. It's like mid. It's like mid to low.
I feel like we both run at him, right? And then we break off for separate sides of the room and go around him. And he's going to be left in indecision because he can't move very fast and he's not going to know who to go after. And by the time he like reacts, we're just going to be at the door.
I'm afraid because he's got like the ice type moves at his disposal to slow us down. You know what I mean? It's a cold room. We're
That's
freezing
true.
our butts off. He
It
used,
could be cold.
Blizzard. Not Blizzard. He
I feel
used
like he
hail.
uses Blizzard. We just lose.
He used Blizzard, so we're just in a blizzard. So the room we walk into, it's a blizzard because he used Blizzard. And now we're left with trying to get to this door behind him.
All
Or
right.
we can't run very fast because we're in the snow too.
Okay. So here's what we do. We like pelt him with snowballs to the point where it like covers his eyes and he doesn't have arms, so he can't like wipe his eyes off. So he can't
Oh
see where we
yeah.
are. And then we just like sneak around him quietly. I mean, he has horns. I don't even know if he's like hearing or whatnot. But it's a blizzard, so it's probably windy and like as soon as we like cut off his vision, it's GG's.
Yeah, I reckon that's a really good idea to be honest, because I think we're just really using his lack of limbs to our advantage.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Look at
yeah,
us.
like bro
Yeah,
cannot wipe his eyes
totally.
off. Like he can shake pretty slowly, but like at the same time, like he's 565 pounds of just pure ice. Like bro is literally an iceberg. So yeah, I reckon we blind him. I think we passed stage 4 using our environment. It was in a blizzard. We got creative with it. All right. The next one we got is all right. Do you know what a BHM is? Do you want to look that up?
I'm gonna look it up. How do you spell it?
So actually, yeah, BEHEEYEM.
Oh, I see it.
It's like
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's the evolution of whatever it is.
yeah, like the
Of
sidekick type.
Elbow persons. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in a sidekick type room, sidekick terrain down on the floor. His build is 3'3" and 76 pounds, but he's got the psychic powers on his side. What are we doing?
So when you say psychic powers, like what do you think we're looking at here? What is
I
his
think we're
primary threat to us?
yeah, this is not great because I think Bro can like move us with his mind if I'm thinking correctly here. So in order to stop that, I'm sure he has to make eye contact with us. He's another guy with little stubby limbs. It's like if we get close in on him, he's low key cook because like he's not gonna be able to do anything. The problem is just gonna be getting close because he can get like temporal fields and like move us around with his brain. So how
Right.
do we stop psychic powers? I reckon I have an idea,
Let's hear it.
but it requires us to use our item.
We're on what, stage like 5?
5, yeah.
I feel like we got to try to save our item a little longer than
I
that.
know. I just think if we could put on tinfoil hats, there's no way he could get into our brains. You know what I mean? Like Henry when
Yeah.
he had the tinfoil hat on.
What'd you say?
When Henry had his tinfoil hat on
Yeah, I
during
was just gonna
Halloween.
say Henry's got immunity for stage 5.
Yeah, he had immunity. Like that's sort of what we need is a tinfoil hat type of thing. Because I don't know how we get in close on him otherwise, unless we just like not. Because like if he looks at us, it's like GG.
Yeah. Hmm.
I reckon maybe if we split up, he can't like double his psychic
I'm
powers on
thinking we
us.
got to do the same. I'm thinking we got to do the same, something similar as last time. But how do you cover his eyes?
Oh, I know what we do. Okay. So what we're gonna do is that all right, I'll take the hit on this one. So I'll walk into the room first, and he's gonna think there's just one of us. And you're gonna be standing at like the back of the room, like while Glaely's still trying to figure it out. You're gonna be standing at the back of that room, and I'm just gonna be like, "It is I, the Master Wizard." That's a deep cut. Only John is gonna get that reference. But Um, so I'm gonna pretend it's just me, and I'm gonna take all of his attention. He's thinking it's just gonna be me. So you sneak in while I go to one side of the room, and while he's like psychic throwing me against the wall, and like I can't get in on it, I'm distracting him. You just go and just start like mugging him. Like you just mug, like you sneak around, sneak from behind him, and once you get in close, just mug the dude.
All right, I like it.
I think that's what's gonna have to be like
Yeah,
put him in like a chokehold or something, and just
yeah.
like put
Just
him in
like
the sleeper.
tackle the guy, let you get through to the next room, and then you just gotta hope I can like sprint through before he gets back up or
I
something.
know. I reckon you go for like a sleeper hold, like a triangle shirt, like a triangle, reverse triangle, something or other choke. Just
All
like
right,
put bro between your
surely,
legs, because like
surely that
bro
could
is
hurt.
3'3" and 76 pounds, and like made of like some sort of. I
That's
think he's made
true.
of like stone or something, but like just
Yeah,
get
he
around
kind of
his
looks like
neck.
he's made of stone.
Yeah,
Maybe
that could be
he's not
different.
rock psychic. That would get a lot harder.
That could be difficult. He's not rock psychic, which is good. So yeah, but like it's gonna require a submission. Like we can't punch through this guy. It's gonna
Hmm.
require like you to put him in a submission. So you're gonna have to get down and dirty, pull out some jujitsu moves,
All
and
right.
like that's just how we're gonna have to do it. Like you're gonna sneak in after, sneak up from behind. Hopefully, he doesn't have a force field up, and just that's how we're gonna have to rock it.
All right. All
I
right.
think we win that. I think
I
we
think
win
we
that.
win it. I think we win it too.
All right. Next up, we have Um, Toxicroak.
Oh, this one is tough.
Toxicroak is this stage six? We're on stage six now, right?
Yeah.
Toxicroak is so the biome is a swamp, and Toxicroak is 4'3" and 100 pounds.
Okay. Loki like smaller and lighter than I thought he would be, but still not easy for sure. And he's definitely
So
got a high speed stat, I would think.
I don't think his speed stat is actually that good. Let me
I feel like
check.
either way though, in a swamp, he'll definitely have like the mobility advantage over us. Like he is a frog.
Yeah, he has an 85 speed stat, so not that much higher than
Wow.
Glalie,
Like
honestly.
where was yeah, that's crazy.
Which is good, but he definitely has the biome advantage on us because we're going
Mhm.
to be in like swampy waters. Not to say we can't
Right.
move, but it's going to be like a little boggier for us. He could sneak up on us. We're just going to have to really get evasive here because if he hits us with one poison jab, we're dying. That's the
Right.
thing.
Yeah, you can't let him hit us. He's mostly a physical guy though.
Yeah, he's a physical
We
guy,
need
but he's a
to-
master martial artist. That's the
Right.
thing.
So we got to keep our distance in a biome where he has like the mobility advantage and like the ability to get close to us without us really being able to just like run away.
Yeah,
So
he's got the martial arts adventure.
Ow.
So I actually do have an idea for this. So remember how we put Behem in a chokehold?
Hmm.
So he's passed out in the other room. We sprint back, we grab him, we wake his ass up, and guess
Okay.
what?
I see where you're
Toxicroak is
going with
times 4 a week to sidekick. So we just pin him against Toxicroak. We just be like, yo, that's the guy who put you in the chokehold, by the way.
this.
You probably don't remember, but that's the guy. Yeah. Then he like wakes up, he's like,
It was
bro.
Max Remy.
He's like, "Who's that guy over there?"
Yeah, I think that could work. I mean, even if it doesn't work, you just like pick up the guy, you pick up I don't even know his name still. It ends in EM and you hold him up and you just like make him psychic move Toxicroak away from you like as you're walking through the swamp.
Yeah, you have
Walk
one of
straight
two
to it.
options. You have one of two options. You could either tell bro like, yo, Toxicroak did that to you, or you could be like, if you don't move Toxicroak out of the way, we're gonna put you in another
Yeah,
chokehold because
more
we're
of
right
that,
here,
buddy.
man. Yeah, if you want more of that, we'll do it. All right, so we passed stage six. That was pretty good. We haven't used our item yet, which is great. So stage seven, now it's getting a little tougher. Um, yeah, we're facing off against a Gigalith. Um, I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Massive rock
Not
type.
by name, but yeah, that is an intimidating mon to come up against.
And so we're in a cave, and dude is standing at the door. So he's blocking the door basically. His build, 5'7" and 573 pounds. He's very slow. That's the thing.
Hmm.
Very slow, but he's an absolute unit. And he's standing at the door. What do we do?
All right. I mean, I feel like the big advantage here is just that he's really slow. I feel like he's probably not really even going to move that much. He's probably just going to stand and guard the door like right in front of it the whole time, you know? So, hmm,
That's the bad part. I think we got to use an item here because we're not going to be able to move, bro. It's like, you
right.
know, when Snorlax is sitting in front of the cave and you just can't
Exactly. You
move
need the
him?
flute. You need the
We
flute.
need the flute. So this is going to be like the same situation. We got to do something. I reckon I can use my item here. You keep your item
Okay.
because I reckon we use a pallet jack. Okay. Do you know what a pallet jack is?
Not really.
I use one at work each day. So basically, what it is like you have these things called
Oh,
pallets,
yes, yes, yes.
and you can just like sort of lift, like you have this thing, and you can just press down like
Right.
this,
Lifts
and
up.
it lifts it up a little bit, just
Yeah.
so it makes it really easy to transport large objects. So I have experience with these because I just use them. Like I know how to use these things, and I use them daily. Um, so basically, I'd run in with that thing. He wouldn't really do anything because he's not got a lot of limbs. He could use, rock slide and all those moves and try to make a scene about it. We just got to be extra careful and look up, make sure we don't get hit by any rocks. I'll slide the pallet jack right under bro, and I'll just jack him up. Pause,
Ooh.
but I'll just move him up, and I'll just slide him out of the way. It's like using a wagon, basically. I'll just slide him out of the way, and we'll just go right
How
through.
confident are you that like this jack can handle 573 pounds worth of gigalith?
Um, I'm relatively confident it can. Like it holds like I want to say regularly like 400, 300 to 400. Like it can hold like 300 to 400 pounds probably.
All right.
Um, so if we just, I just boom, 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 wagging them out of the way. Be careful for moves like rock slide. We'll be careful for stone edge. So we'll just make sure, like his moves are going to be pretty telegraphed in my opinion because he's so slow. So like we
Yeah.
know what he's going to do. But the problem is going to be avoiding falling rocks and stuff like that.
Right.
But we can handle that. So I use my item. I'll just use the pallet jack, and we pass stage 7. I'll just move him out of the way.
All
Fair
right.
enough. All right, I'll say we the pass. All right. Next stage 8. We're going up against a Blaziken.
Wow.
It's not great. You'll be happy to know Blaziken is 6'3" and somehow only 115 pounds. But the thing is, he's made of fire,
Right.
and he's an experienced martial artist.
Right.
Definitely got to watch out for his kick. So he's got a lot of range, but he's not very heavy. What do we do, or can we do anything, or is this where we lose?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like you got to bring another item, and I feel like you just got to run it back to like classic game approach here, and we got to do something that has water involved because we cannot beat this guy if he is on fire the whole time.
Yeah, so we basically can't hit him,
We cannot hit
and
him.
we even if we try to hit him, bro would mince us. We have a significant weight advantage on him.
What do you
But
think the biome is like for this one?
I would say the biome is a dojo.
A dojo? Okay.
Yeah, so it's not nothing crazy, no crazy gimmicks. Just like it's got a bunch of punching bags around, maybe some weights around, like a gym. Um, and there's like a fighting mat, and that's where we're at right now.
Right.
Bro's on fire. It's very hot in the room because Bro's on fire, and Bro is quite good at martial arts, but he's light. In fairness, like if we go at him at the same time, pause. But if we go at him at the same time, maybe, or I
I mean,
don't think
you
so.
could definitely knock him around a little bit. The question is just how much damage are we gonna take from just knocking him around?
Yeah, we can't really handle the heat. We gotta do
It's
something.
gonna be pretty hot.
Yeah, there's no real way around the fire. We gotta use an item here. What are you thinking? What are you bringing?
I don't know, what's like powerful water item? Just like
Huh. I reckon we bring a Poliwhirl.
a Poliwhirl.
Kind of cute, water type.
Yeah, I mean
Do we
water.
think Blaziken just, kicks him to oblivion though? You know what I mean?
I mean, you
No,
could.
it needs to be an item. It can't be a
Yeah, I was about
Pokemon.
to say it'd be kind of broken because then if you bring a Poliwhirl, you just bring a Poliwrath, and then it's just like direct counter.
Well, I still have my Pallet Jack because I get to keep that. Um,
Okay. Um,
so I don't know. Maybe we could do something with that. I don't think moving him is gonna work in this case.
yeah,
Um,
I think maybe we have to pull off some sort of synchronized attack where like I douse him with water And then right when I douse him with water and he cools off, that's when you go in and like you land your like KO hit, you
I
know?
gotta land a KO kid. In fairness, though, I think one really good punch because the guy's
Right. The
only
guy's just
115 pounds.
115. Like he's pretty light. He's pretty light.
He's
So,
tall, but he's light.
right.
So what? Are you bringing like a Gatorade squirt bottle? Is that what we're going with?
I don't know. I feel like we might need a little bit more than that.
Hmm. Maybe like a bucket of water.
One
But it's got
bucket,
to be something that'll give us some longevity, you know? Because like
right? Like
maybe we
you
get
use
some
the bucket
value
of
out of it.
water, then you just have the bucket. And what gets the bucket to you?
Nah, it's not gonna be much good.
Right.
Oh, what's a good water item for us?
What's a
What's
water
something
item
like
you can use, but then it like you don't use all of it?
maybe like if you bring a fire extinguisher?
Ooh, that would be good. A fire extinguisher, like the little fire hose could work
Yeah,
too. Something like
maybe.
that.
Oh, okay. All right, we bring a. All right, you got a fire truck. How about you bring a fire truck with the hose and we
Okay.
connect it? All
Okay.
right, we connect that. You douse,
I
bro.
feel like we went pretty free then because the hose is like pretty powerful in itself.
The hose is pretty powerful. All right, so we'll take then we'll demote to just
That's almost cheating. We'll go back to the fire extinguisher.
all right, we'll do the fire
I
extinguisher.
think that still
All
helps a
right,
good.
and then we
Plus,
kick,
it's also
bro.
like a pretty handy weapon. Like you land a fire extinguisher on someone, and especially 115-pound Blaziken.
All right, so fire extinguish, and then I'm just gonna hit him as hard as I can. I think I knock him out because he's light. I think I knock him out because he's light, and then we'll go from there. What is that? Round eight? We're at now or round nine?
Yeah, we got two left, I believe.
All right, so round nine.
No items left, but we still
Ra-
have them with us.
Round nine, we got a Tyranitar. 6'7", 445. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. So we're in like the desert pretty much.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I don't think we're
Mm-mm.
winning that.
As much
The
as
only
I want to
person who can
pallet
save
jack,
us now
bro.
is Saman because bro killed my Tyranitar and our Nuzlocke.
Yeah, if we do a Soul Link, maybe, but
Right.
unfortunately, that's not. We can't bring our DSs. You know what I mean? So not gonna lie, I walk in with the pallet jack, bro, just demolishes me. I mean, he's 6'7", 445. So like, I'm coming in, like, dude, coming running in with the pallet jack, bro, stone edges me. I'm
Yeah, I
pierced.
mean,
I'm a
at the
scare.
end of the day, there's nothing we can do to that guy that's gonna make any significant
I reckon
difference.
you could fire extinguish his eyes. I go for a punch. I break my hand.
Break your hands.
Yeah, I break my hand. Like, just, I think it's GG. But hey, 9 rounds. Got to
Nine
give it up
rounds
for
too
us.
bad. Who would have
Came
been
up with
round
some.
10 if we made it that far?
Round 10 was Dialga.
Okay.
I would have pallet jacked him.
You're just pumping your pallet jack up and it's just going straight through his body.
Yeah. So made it to round nine. I'd say pretty good
Not bad.
performance by us. I like some of the creativity came up. We brought BKM from one room to another and used him on Toxicroak, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed how we fire extinguished Blaziken and I punched him in the face. Um, so yeah, good on us. We're actually running out of time in the pod. We got time for one more segment, I'd say. Um, all right, to close it out, I'll just talk a little bit about my recent experiences. Something I look forward to doing. So, John, if you could think of something you're going to look forward to doing, come with like a little 2 minute spiel on it. But something I've been doing recently and I look forward to doing is climbing. I don't know if people can see my hands,
Wow.
but they're pretty messed up right now. Because I started climbing recently. My girlfriend was nice enough to get me a climbing membership at a climbing gym for a month. And it's something I really enjoyed doing when I was in college. I only went like a few times, but I really enjoyed it when I went, and I wanted to do it more. So I've been doing it for the last 3 to 4 days. I love it. I'm awful at it. Um, I'm in there. So the way the scaling works for bouldering is which is what I do. Um, It goes from V0 is the easiest, and then up to V8, which is the hardest. V8 energy. Um,
That you should have
so
known it was perfect for you right when you saw that.
oh,
Like a button.
100%. So yeah, I started at like V0, so I can go up to V2s at this point now. Hurts my hand a ton. Great exercise, great intellectual
Oh
challenge as
yeah.
well, trying to figure out what's the optimal way to get up the wall when you have little resources, aka you're weak like me. What's crazy is there's like freaking 9 to 10 year olds in there doing like V8s like it's nothing to them. I don't know if it
Yeah.
has to do with their body weight or they're just crazy. No, it really is not just their body weight. Like they got crazy grip
You
strength.
got to be really strong.
It's
100%.
something unlike any other sport I've
It's
done
yeah.
before, but I really look forward to doing it more. It's been a great exercise. It hurts my hands a lot, but it's been a lot of fun.
You're gonna
And
have
I'll just,
very, very strong grip strength in a couple weeks.
oh yeah, I'm gonna be grippy. Sorry for that. Apologize. That was so weird. All right, and then John, what's something you look forward to doing?
I'm looking forward to hiking in the upcoming months, especially as it starts to get warmer. We're already seeing kind of hints of spring here, even though it's only late February. But I live within like 2.5 hours of two national parks, and I'm only going to be here for hopefully another like 5 months or so, which means that I got to check those two national parks off of my national park list. So I really want to get out there. I really want to get Colleen and you and Grace out there for one of them as well, because I think that would just be super fun. But that is something I am looking forward to. Um, I think that, well, I don't have the funds to travel to like Europe and Asia and all these cool places. The national parks are much more affordable, and I feel like when there's some right in your backyard, you got to take advantage of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool. A lot of cool sights. I think hiking is just a great overall, like very grounding experience, and you get to just hang out and have fun conversation for, 2 hours isolated. It's fun.
Yeah, I think that's great. I don't think you necessarily need to go abroad. I think adventure is all around you. You just got to find it. And the US has some beautiful sights too, and national parks. It sounds like a lovely time. I think the wildlife would be my favorite part if I were traveling. I would definitely look forward to coming down and experiencing some of that because I think hikes are a very grounding experience. It's nice to be out in nature a little bit and just breathe in some air that no one else has really breathed before. Very few people have breathed, unlike that city air. Um, so that's very exciting. And hopefully, maybe I'll even be scaling some walls by the time I'm down there climbing
You
or,
could.
or hiking with you. Who knows?
Who knows?
Um, John, thank you so much for being on today. I had a very lovely time. Those games were incredibly fun and always great conversation.
Yes, yes,
Um,
of course. Quick
that'll
shout out the podcast, subscribe to the KDizzle podcast on YouTube. Hit up the KDizzle podcast on TikTok, any other social media websites as well. Make sure to tune in the comment section, especially whatever user 234 has got going on. That guy's always got thoughts to share. So
I'm blocking user 234, by the way. But for the rest of you, you heard it here first. Please feel free to subscribe. Let me know if you want to be on the podcast. Reach out to me on my business email. I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, I would love to have more people on. I love having guests, love having conversations. Always phenomenal stuff. Um, yeah, and that'll be it for the KDizzle podcast today. And I'll see you in the next one. Look forward to the first ever in-person podcast soon.
wow.
So just keep your eye out for that. All right. Bye bye.
See ya.